Good evening to all of you. Welcome to our new Digital Evolution webinar. I don't know whether to say good morning, good day, or good evening to you. It depends on the country where you are from. My name is Nicola Pazzinetti, and today I will replace Emanuele Baroni because unfortunately now he is to support his parents and he is to be in the hospital together with his mom. Therefore, he asked me to replace him today. Hopefully there is a slide with my introduction. But first of all, a few words about myself. I am Nicola Pazzinetti. I'm from Bergamo, north of Italy. And I have been in Evorich since 2017 and may tell you that I was one of the first people joining this project in Italy. I have a large structure and network in Italy, and thanks to all my leaders, and by the way, Draga Stanciu is one of such persons in my structure, and therefore I managed to become the vice president. And I'm really privileged to introduce to you the new frontier of digital finance. And I am 1000% devoted and passionate about this project for over 1 year. And this project from very scratch, as it was 1 year ago when the pandemic started, became more developed and elaborated. And those people who came to Congress Italy or watched us online could already state that we work and cover a lot of projects. And now let's start our today's presentation. And here is the program of today's presentation. First of all, we will start looking at who we are, where we are from, and NDE mission, what we offer, instruments, and users getting the most results and benefits. Digital rating, as you may know, is one of the services offered in the market, and it will be an alternative solution to the existing banking rating. And we offer opportunities to cooperate with us, and we create new professions that will help us develop our project. And therefore, let's have a look at those opportunities that are open and how much you may earn by cooperating with us. So let's get started. And first of all, I would like to tell you about the Academy of Private Investor that was born in 2011, and quite soon we will celebrate its 10th birthday. And then we saw a birth of a new project, educational program called Cryptounit that emerged in 2019, but the global portfolio that is the result of which is the Cryptounit was generated a bit earlier. 2 years after, in 2021, in January, we established NDE Italy. And now let's have a look at the essence, and we'll discuss those pains which made us establish this project NDE Italy. Well, I already told you that the Academy of Private Investor is a large global portal, online portal, with over 10 years of experience and with over 1,650,000 registered users representing over 176 countries. Our main objective is to teach people how to invest and how to live your life supported by the dividends you will get from your investing. And we work both online and offline and provide one-to-one trainings and individual and customized mentoring. Now, I would like you to watch a short video so that you understand what the Academy of Private Investor does.
Academy of a Private Investor. Who are we? We are an efficient educational system in 21st century. And every day, we work hard to get better. We teach how to manage money, how to multiply it and use it reasonably. We give people a complete picture of finance and investment science, personal development and business in 179 countries around the world. We have created and successfully used a variety of programs and workshops that help dozens of thousands of trained and successful investors to enter the market. Our students become investment advisors, portfolio managers and stock analysts. We train to find, analyze and select tools for successful business development in 20 segments of market. We teach to create investment portfolios and manage it by applying gained knowledge in practice. We support the initiatives of our students and are always open to venture projects. We are ready to bet on the future technologies. We unite people and show the path to financial freedom. We develop you and guide to creation of a new reality, according to the concept of the new economic evolution of the world. Instead of asking, how much do we earn, it is much more important to understand how we should preserve and increase earnings. And we have answers to these questions. We are the Academy of a Private Investors. We have updated our brand to achieve greater efficiency, global reach and ability to share even more knowledge. For people. For you.
Great. This video shows our training game Genius of Finance. This is a new system to study this comprehensive topic, financial literacy. You may play and study this topic together with us. Well, the Academy of Private Investor aims to develop investment thinking, and it does not include investing itself, but the adequate strategies and the adequate aspects related with personal areas, not only economy related. Well, one more video for you to enjoy.
I'm Andrey and I'm here to present a new course called 8 Rules of Wealth. In this course, you will learn how you can use 8 fundamental rules to become rich in a very short time. What is true wealth? It can be compared to the 5 fingers. It takes 5 fingers to make a hand, not one, this, or that. In the same way, true wealth consists of 5 essential elements. Number 1 is health. To be rich, you need to be healthy. 2 is attitude. We need to develop the right attitude to yourself, to the loved ones, to people, to the city, to the planet, to the country you live in. 3 is emotions. One should always have a very high emotional level in order to develop the right attitude. 4 is financial independence. Many people aim for money, want to become financially rich, but you can imagine a man with one finger. He will be a freak, and that is why you need to develop harmoniously. And 5 is calling. This is what a coherent model of a rich person's development looks like. This is what you and I are going to talk about when we embark on 8 rules of wealth.
And I already said that our CEO, Andrey Havratov, says that you should not focus money only, as health is another element of your life we must treat with particular attention. In particular, at this time when there is this pandemic spreading across the world, and you are to stay healthy, full of energy to achieve everything set. I will not speak long on this as we have various views, but the Academy gives us the most handy instruments and tools to fulfill our mission. And NDE supports the mission of the Academy of the Private Investor, that is the new economic evolution of the world, including global distribution of wealth, security and protection, helping others, prosperity and happiness, and fulfilling dreams. Yes, there are a lot of people who are not willing to change their pattern of life, but our objective is to help people, and in particular those people living in some with some financial constraints, to see some light ahead and to get the opportunity to improve their lives. And therefore, the new economic evolution of the world also provides for happiness and security. Because without security, people may not develop, as they are always worried and may not achieve any result. And Andrey Havratov, who is our teacher of the way to implement the dreams. Next slide, please. And let us talk about the program Cryptounit, which, as I said, was established in 2019. This is an innovative training program providing everyone an opportunity to learn and become a co-owner of the Global Investment Portfolio World CIU. This is a gift, a present given to all of us 2 years ago by our CEO that has already changed a lot of lives. And with the help of CIU, World CIU tokens, we will discuss it a bit later, you will have a totally different vision of your life. Next slide, please. And here you see the milestone of NDE program. Well, on the 30th of March 2019, this is a very important date for myself. And unfortunately, this is the date when my dad passed away, and I will never forget this date. But you see in this timeline the most important dates, including the 8th of January 2020, when we were approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission, by the US regulator, for the issue of security tokens. Very few companies were authorized by SEC to issue their tokens. And 6 months after, NDE project started, New Digital Evolution. Next slide, please. And why was NDE created? I already told you about some pains our modern society faces. First of all, healthcare issues, but not the only one. And for over decades, there are different economic financial crises. In 2008, there was the stock market collapse, global collapse, and the real estate market was heavily affected. And today it's more and more difficult to support yourself until the end of the month with only one salary to make your ends meet. And but the world is not idle. It develops quite quickly. Next slide, please. And here are some frequent articles you may find in newspapers that could be summed up in financial constraints, or the restricted access to loans. And the bank quite often classifies people as uncredible borrowers, and it's enough for you to delay your loan payments for 1 day or 1 hour, and then there is this vicious circle. People have no money, people have no work, and they don't know where to get this money from, and financial institutions also refuse them to lend this money. And our mission, as you see, is to create a sustainable and quick digital rating as an alternative to bank rating. And we do it with the help of blockchain technologies. And what are the advantages of the centralized rating for the companies? Of course, we don't provide this service only to individuals. It is provided also to all those people working with money, financial sector, including governments, public institutions, private institutions, everyone willing to get more sustainable and credible solutions. First of all, there is no time loss. You don't need to arrange some days to submit your documents and then spend your time to get the documents back or to adjust some documents. On blockchain, we can do it very quickly. In addition to that, there is very quick implementation of financial operations. New technologies are used, and it can be done instantly. We ensure security, as security is one of the key features of blockchain. At the same time, you get financial effectiveness and reliability. Blockchain is more and more used globally in any sectors, including commerce, professional life, and private lives as well. Well, and here you may see the conditions offered by the traditional bank guarantees. Well, we will also consider that many companies use this service, and many companies try to cooperate with banks for their daily occupations. For instance, transportation companies. You remember that situation in Suez Canal. So the damages estimated towards billions of US dollars, caused by only one tanker who crossed the canal. And you see how many unexpected implications we may face. And therefore, the companies would like to secure themselves, their businesses, by getting some guarantees. And it costs a lot, because generally you are to make a non-refundable fee from 2 to 15%, then provide some capital or some property as a collateral, and the time required to extend a loan is quite lengthy. And in case it takes 1 month for individuals to cope with this task, whereas for a company with a higher turnover, it takes a longer time, up to 4 months. and you are to include into your bill the time costs required to get your deposit after the end of the payment, after you pay off your loan. This bank guarantee may be of no use, but my capital is still in the possession, is at the disposal of the bank for some months, and therefore it builds some constraints and impediments. Well, what are the benefits of the NDE? Well, you may get advice on blockchain certified digital rating. You will understand who this person is you would like to enter into an agreement, a transaction. You may carry out instant guaranteed payments. And here we have digital guarantees certified by blockchain. Individuals may use it to rent vehicles. Companies may rent some equipment or machinery. And there is the digital escrow account. They are special payments created in the UK. So these are special escrow account for very important or complicated agreements in public procurement, for instance, or some contracts that provide for the operations in precious metals. And here we use blockchain and use your guarantees. At the same time, there are guaranteed payments of installments, for instance, for some shipments of products. I am a supermarket, and I buy milk from some specific vendors, and I will always need my milk, but I would like to pay for the milk supplied in installments, in equal installments, equal payments, distributed along the months, and it will be possible through digital guarantees. In addition to that, any two companies over the time of their cooperation may establish some good relations, and one company would like to supply to the other one some products or goods with the postponed payment, because they know each other, they know that they are credible. But on the other hand, because of the pandemic and these difficulties, these financial constraints they may have, and some other impediments or detriments, less and less companies may trust each other. And using the digital guarantees, we may come back to some limits for product distributors without any problems. And we create the platform, business to business, B2B platform. And this is for the companies with their own codes. They will be in our rating, and they can check the credibility of each other on our platform.
That is why digital guarantees company have looked into this whole thing and have come up with the registries that are in place in chambers of industry and commerce. And we would like to categorize our partners. Some of our partners already have their tokens, but others will be interested in joining our registries at a later stage. And we have already codes in Italy that are assigned to different industries or sectors of the economy. Therefore, in our registry, we will have different categories and subcategories of companies and legal entities. We're going to have a registry for governments, municipalities, state authorities, then banks, financial organizations, investment funds, enterprises, and private individuals as well. Let's change the slides and talk about reliability. And to ensure reliability, the registry must be capitalized. Therefore, the capitalization of the registry will be worth several million tokens, WCRUs, in order to guarantee to the financial sector and the state that all the companies cooperating with us will perform their end of the deal and will receive the payment from the state or the contract or the customer. And also, we have underlying assets for our registries, and it will provide some grounds for negotiating with governments and legal entities, and it also gives the possibility to participate in governmental tenders. So the advantages of the capitalization of the registry are as follows: possibility to participate in the government tenders, and also you can receive staking income. The registry of the company can be used in different ways, and for different entities, it is used in a different way. And that is why we will have the opportunity for companies to work with companies, companies with private individuals, like car lease or rental of real estate. Also, you can see on this slide the cargo ship that we talked about before, the case in the Suez Canal. And also, we can ensure the work between companies and banks, companies and governments. And now let's talk about the registry of private individuals. We can make different uses of digital guarantees. The first one is the C2C business between private individuals. For example, I have an apartment. I would like to rent out this apartment to someone in our community. We enter into a smart contract on the blockchain in order for me to be sure that the tenant will pay their rent and all the electricity, water, internet, telephone bills. If it doesn't happen, then I will have the possibility to claim the remedies ensured by the digital guarantees. As for the legal entities working with companies, such as payment for electricity, gas, in Italy during the Congress, we already showed you various contracts, possible contracts with suppliers of utilities and power, etc. But also you can make agreements with credit institutions, financial institutions, personal loans, and real estate mortgages. And now let's talk about the goal of the new digital evolution for 2020-2030. In other words, for the next 10 years. So we are aiming to have 10 million companies and 100 million individuals. And these are our expansion goals. They might seem high, but they are quite realistic. Already here in Italy, we have more than 4.5 million companies, medium, small, big companies. Therefore, 10 million companies worldwide is a very easy target. As for 100 million individuals, well, this target can be even higher. So we're not really putting any maximum threshold here. It's our estimated target. And then you can also see the turnover on this slide in the next 10 years. resulting from our future partners joining the initiative. We're talking about approximate $25 billion turnover coming from individuals, training for individuals. Company turnover training would be $112 billion. And now let's talk about creating new professions. In the beginning, I told you, and it was one of the items in our program, for us to be able to achieve the target of 10 million companies, 100 million private individuals, we need to have a lot of helpers. It will be quite unrealistic for us alone to achieve that target. That's why we are creating new professions, such as signaler. A signaler is a user who already participates in Evorich community. It's a person who decides to help us out and maybe help their relatives, friends, acquaintances, and they start working with us practically from scratch. And the next step, the next profession, is a digital seller. A digital seller is a professional seller who was trained in the sales of digital products by NDE. And we're not talking about guarantees and registry only. It's going to be a training course which will train people in using all those new instruments, because right now a lot of people know absolutely nothing about blockchain and new digital instruments and technologies out there. Therefore, it is very important to be able to explain to people how it is going to work. A digital manager, which is the next profession and the next grade, it's a person, an expert specializing in the NDE back office and who is registered in the digital manager list. It's a list of qualified digital managers. So if I enter into an agreement and then I send the terms with a mistake in it, I won't be able to rectify that, because on the blockchain, no changes, amendments are possible. That's why you need to have proper training. And that's why those professionals will be very, very much in demand. So on this slide, we're going to look into digital sellers more in detail. We already launched the training courses here in Italy in October last year, and we are practically ready to do the same in other countries as well. I'm talking about Russian, Spanish, English languages. The courses are translated already. So why do we need digital sellers? As I already said, it's a person who joins the company and then goes to a private individual or a legal entity and helps closing the deals. They will be registering individuals and companies. And if those individuals and companies already have tokens, even better. If not, then digital seller will be explaining them how to buy our tokens. And this is the person who is going to register, as I said, individuals and companies in our back office. Let's go to the next slide and talk about the requirements to digital sellers. First of all, a digital seller needs to take a training course from our company. It is quite an interesting course on digital technologies, at the end of which you have to take an exam, not a difficult exam. There are different qualification levels depending on the performance, on the score that you're going to get. And if you haven't yet registered as an individual entrepreneur, sole proprietor, or sole trader, you need to do that, because you need to have a VAT number. And it is not only a requirement for Italy, it is a requirement for many other countries. You are able to conduct your business activities up to a certain amount of money. But if you exceed a certain amount of money, then you need to apply for a value-added tax or the taxpayer's number. Then the next one is the digital manager. And we decided to split digital managers into two lists, list A and list B. And different managers have different competencies. List A means it's either the digital manager, him or herself, who took the training, or it's a person working in a specific company, and they will be able to use contracts for their own company, or they can use those contracts for their own benefit as private individuals, whereas list B will include people who will be working both for themselves, for their own companies, and also for third-party companies, and they will be able to provide consultations, advice for those companies. Let's go to the next slide, and here we will have certain certifications. We called it 5 sections. So digital managers will be split into 5 categories, 5 sections, depending on the course they took and passed the exam for. And in section A, for example, section 1, digital manager will be able to use digital guarantees for family activities. Section 2, they can use it for individual entrepreneurs. And if you go down all the way, you can use digital guarantees for entire holdings, group of companies. And then, okay, let's go back to section 3. It's the section that allows you to use digital guarantees for companies limited. Then the 4th category is the joint stock companies. Let's go to the training part. And training, as we already discussed, is a fundamental field pillar in our academy and our entire ecosystem. Therefore, training or education is a must-have component for the company. Otherwise, companies, legal entities, and individuals won't be able to make use of our digital guarantees. They will have to go through training. And there are some trainings that I recommend everyone takes in order not to lag behind and keep up pace with all the new technologies appearing in the market and not to be like black sheep and not to lag behind the current evolution of the world. Maybe some of you already heard about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but you don't know yet what they are, and you're still kind of resisting those new technologies, those new instruments. And this is our goal. We want to explain people how they can operate in this new brave world and how they can survive in this market and not shut down, because the market evolves and the laws of survival are ever so strong. And as Andrey said, 1 year of business online equals to 10 years of traditional business. And 1 year of traditional business equals to like 10 years of business 100 years ago. Many people, when they first heard about crypto and digital technologies, said, no, we don't need that. And look where those people are at right now. Okay, so what does the NDE project have to offer? So we prepared 60 lessons split into 15 sections, and each section will have approximately 4 lessons. Well, it might be the average number. Some sections might have 3 lessons, others might have 5, and those lessons last for 15-20 minutes tops in order not to overburden our students, people who might have little time or have some main job to attend to. And at the end of each course, there will be a small exam. And this exam is something that students need, not we, because this is the way they can check their knowledge and make sure that they have a clear understanding of all the aspects delivered, or maybe they need something to study deeper. And let's go to the next slide and talk about different trainings for private individuals, because we're not all individual entrepreneurs or companies. Some of us are private persons, natural persons, and we also need to know how to use those tools in our everyday life. So we have standard training for private individuals that costs $100. And you can use digital guarantees for your own purposes. And then we have Training Plus, which costs $400. And in addition to using digital guarantees within the community, you will get the chance to work with banks and financial organizations. So this training package costs more. This is a training package that has more topics in it, so that it could be easy for you to work with those organizations and feel well at ease. Also, I wanted to mention that right now we are in the midst of a promotion, and all those people who want to purchase those packages can enjoy a discount for license A, and for $40, which is what, 37 euros, people can buy that training if they buy the ticket to the streaming of our Congress in Italy. So if you buy the access to the streaming, you get a discount for the training as well. And this promotion will be in force for one more week, approximately until the 5th of August. So please share the information with your partners, with your structures. Maybe there are some people out there who haven't registered yet, and for them, it's going to be quite a motivational thing, quite a good incentive to get registered. Additionally, if you have already purchased the ticket to the streaming, so don't worry, until the 2nd of August, we will send you a code, and from the 2nd August to the 8th of August, you can use that code to buy our license with a discount. So as for the trainings for companies, on this slide, you can see like a short overview of the trainings for legal entities depending on their size. So training 1 costs $2,500, and it is intended for individual entrepreneurs / sole proprietors and so-called free professions. Category 2 training is designed for LLCs, LTDs, consortium companies, and associations, and it costs $5,000. Category 3 training is even more comprehensive, costs $12,500 for joint stock companies and funds, and the holding companies can enjoy the most comprehensive, complete training courses, because they need to know how to work on the international level, and that's why the training package for them costs $25,000, and it includes the biggest package of lectures and materials. And only category 1 should be paid in one go, whereas other courses can be paid in installments. And we did make this decision to help businesses out, especially those who suffered from the restrictions related to the pandemic and lockdown. So how much do register codes cost? Well, companies will have to reserve their codes in our registry, because you remember, we have a threshold of 10 million companies. Therefore, it is of paramount importance for companies that would like to join us to reserve codes in our registry. For now, the registration and the receipt of codes before we launch our back office costs $2,500. And also they receive tokens for staking. And after the back office is launched, the registration will vary from $500 for individual entrepreneurs to $10,000 for holdings. But they're not going to receive any extra benefits, which you can enjoy if you join at the current stage. Because right now, as I said, you're going to get tokens at your disposal, and you'll be able to receive income from staking those tokens. So as in many other things, I suggest you do not delay, make your decision right now, and make the best use of the opportunities offered. Now let's take a look at our marketing plan. Because everyone needs to understand what they can earn and what kind of advantages and benefits the company has to offer. Let's go to the next slide. As of now, the back office of the new digital guarantees is still in development. Therefore, before our digital guarantees back office is launched, we will be using the marketing plan of Evorich. And if I want, for example, my friend to distribute digital guarantees, I'm going to receive 8% from the purchases of my first line. If it's a $100 package, then I'm going to get $8. If, for example, it's a more expensive training package, then I will still get my commission. And on this slide, you can see the NEEW proprietary marketing plan after the back office of NDE is launched, which is slightly different from Evorich marketing plan. You can see that the commissions are different. You can see that you can receive a total of 37%, which is close to the commissions you get in Evorich, but digital seller, as you can see, receives 7% from the closed deal if a person is registered in their structure. And after, for example, a signaler does his or her job, that's where the professionally trained people come into play and close the deal. And they will get 7% of the transaction amount. Also, you can see that you will be receiving your commission from the 7th level to infinity. And also, part of the money, part of the proceeds will go to cover the costs, operational costs of the company, salaries of the programmers, and so on. So let's talk about the seller's remuneration. For example, if you sell a training package that costs $202,500, you get $175. But for example, if you're able to sell a training package to a holding, which costs $25,000, you get $1,750, which is, in my opinion, a decent amount. It is 7%. So a digital seller can easily close one deal a day. I don't think it's too difficult. Of course, they have to put some efforts into it. They should work hard. But the more and more deals they close, the closer they get to their financial freedom. And as I said, the bigger packages can be paid in installments. Therefore, your commissions will be coming in installments as well. For example, $175 a month for 10 months. And now I'm going to show you some quick strategy to achieve your success. So first, you have to join Evorich community. The planning part includes to reserve the code assigned after you pass the exam. After then you purchase the training, you take that training, you pass the exam, and then you can be included in the digital rating. And then you have to stay there from 3 to 6 months, depending on what kind of transactions you want to make in future. If you want to use tokens in the smart contract, then you have to be in the registry for 6 months. For some entities, like banks, it can be as long as 12 months. As for the implementation part, you need to have a certain number of tokens, and you need to start working. And of course, our goal is to not to use our own money or company's money as we did in the past. And for example, if our money wasn't enough, for example, to purchase a car or lease a car, we used to go to the bank and apply for a loan. Whereas now you can do the same using the tokens and also rewards from staking, which will allow us to turn those tokens from liabilities into assets. And you can receive quite a lot of benefits, rewards from those tokens, including its natural increase in value and staking rewards. And let's take a look at the CRU purchasing capacity in real life. I think everyone knows what we're seeing right now on this slide. And the prices given here are European prices, I guess, or maybe world average prices. I'm not sure how much those products cost in each particular country. For example, in 2019, 1 kilogram of bread here in Italy cost approximately $3.20. And back then, it was equivalent to 2,206 CRUs. In 2021, if you want to buy the same kilogram of bread, you will have to pay $3.70 because of the inflation. And this price will increase. According to our predictions, 1 kilogram of bread in 2023 might cost $4. And then in 2021, 1 kilogram of bread is equivalent to 9.2 tokens, at 40 cents a token, whereas in 2023, the same kilogram of bread will cost way less, 0.03 token at $114 a token. And you might have observed what had happened to Bitcoin. Lots of people got rich. And if you go and see how it all started 10 years ago, people spent like 10, 20,000 Bitcoin to purchase one pizza. So now the situation has drastically changed. And the same example applies to rice. In 2019, 1 kilogram of rice costs $1.50, which was equal to 827 CRUs. In 2021, a kilogram of rice costs $2. And in tokens, it's around 5 tokens at 40 cents per token. By the way, right now, WCRU costs 50 cents. And in 2023, 1 kilogram of rice is expected to cost $2.50, but in tokens, it's going to be a little bit more than 2 world CRU cents. Let's call them like that. So 0.022. You'll see that we can spend fewer and fewer tokens to buy the same product. And on this slide, you can see other examples. And the first example is gold, which is universally accepted. In 2019, 1 gram costs approximately $40. And now the price is around $55. And in the past, I would pay 27,586 CRUs to buy 1 gram of gold. Let's see what will happen in future. So in 2021, those who converted their CRUs into WCRUs would have to pay only 137 tokens to buy 1 gram of gold. And then in 2023, the expected gold price will be $75 per gram, which is quite realistic. And as far as the token price is concerned, we will have to spend just 0.65 tokens to buy 1 gram of gold. Also here, you can see a Ferrari. And we put a Ferrari here not because I'm Italian and I'm proud of the national producer, but because a Ferrari shares are regarded as gold in the banking sector. So Ferrari shares are always accepted as collateral for 100% of their value, market value. So in 2019, 1 share cost $142. In 2021, it costs $203. And in 2023, it can cost $290. And in 2023, if everything goes according to plan, it will cost just 2.5 tokens. So please share everything that you are hearing today with all your friends and relatives, because I honestly did not start right away after hearing this opportunity. And many of my friends told me, you know, some friend, they told me, you've known about this company for 2 years already and you never told us anything. And of course, 2 years ago, the terms and conditions were way more lucrative, way more beneficial. And I really feel sorry for not sharing this opportunity with so many people out there. So do not repeat my mistake, the mistake I made 2 years ago. Do share this information, and don't worry about what other people might think about you. Not everyone will be ready to listen, and not everyone will be ready to use this new opportunity. But the world is going to change. It's going to change because of the blockchain. It's going to change because of new technologies. And today we are pioneers. There is no one out there offering the same things that we offer on the blockchain, trading in digital rating, and so on. Of course, the entire financial world is passing on to crypto and digital technologies and currencies, but no one yet thought about digitalizing all those assets and using them instead of traditional banking services guarantees. And that's what we are doing. We are planning for our future. We are implementing new strategies, and that's why we want to share this information. There will be fewer and fewer opportunities and possibilities offered by the traditional banking world. There will be more and more control, more and more documents will be needed for any transaction, less and less freedom, and we need an alternative, and we already have that alternative. And I'm not only talking about people becoming reliable payers only, but the very fact that I personally have an investment portfolio based on blockchain with security tokens, and I will have access to borrowed funds, and I will no longer be under their scrutiny, but my portfolio will be under their scrutiny, and they will see what this portfolio is worth. But for it to be very valuable, we need community. And you now have very few days left to make up your mind and decide which training package you want to go for. We're about to launch it in other languages as well. So do share this information with people who don't know yet about our product. Do allow them to make use of the digital rating from day one. Yes, time flies by, and we might tell ourselves, yes, I'll do it, but later. And then day by day pass, and we lose the opportunity. And several months can go by, or even several years can go by. And maybe I will be in the same place I am right now, or maybe even worse. And we might find ourselves in a situation without a way out. So let's get out of our comfort zones. Let's purchase training, purchase the license, and start being part of this project. Let's start using all those opportunities offered by digital guarantees and our digital rating. Also, you have the chance of using the bonus plan, the compensation plan of Evorich and NDE. And in October, we're going to have in September, 20 years will have passed since 9/11, and it seems like it happened literally yesterday. And the world has changed drastically since then. So do not really miss out on this opportunity. Do not miss out on being part of this huge project. And I do hope that next time Emanuele will be with us. And thank you very much for your attention. Bye-bye.